I don't remember the first time I volunteered at Lab Shul. Maybe Sarah does, but I don't really remember that. And I have to say that it was a no-brainer. It seemed pretty natural that there was a place where I could be of assistance. We were completely taken in with the people who were leading the service. We were loving the music, and we came home as a family, literally, a toddler between us, and each one of us had had a meaningful experience.
It is incredible to have spaces that you can be embraced in, feel safe in, but also ask really difficult questions in. And Lab Shul's definitely been that place. I think the bar mitzvah between John and Ben was very typical of the magic of Lab Shul in that it was so outside the box. I think it was so extraordinary and beautiful. It was so meaningful for our family. And I've seen Lab Shul do that, dozens and dozens of times.
The messaging around what we do and how we do it, I think it's very healthy. And I don't care what religion you are, but the central messaging around things like inclusivity, especially in this era, I think is really healthy for humanity.
I wish that so many other people out there had the luck of being a part of a Lab Shul community. I feel very fortunate, I really do. I'm not sure what would have happened otherwise. Would we have? I don't know what we would have done, but anyway.
We'd probably, I don't know, I'd be somewhere in Christianity. I don't know.
Truly, one of the great things about Lab Shul is that it helped me to establish some Jewish bona fides, if you will, which beforehand Marnie had huge doubts that even existed. It has taught me an enormous amount about what being Jewish is and really expanded my thinking about what spirituality is. It's been a complete privilege to serve alongside so many wonderful people. It is without a doubt one of the most important and consequential relationships and experiences of my life.
I remember when we all met each other in Lower Manhattan, in Tribeca, when there was a group of people forming and coming together, seekers, players, creators, question askers, practitioners, but really looking for a place to be together. And I remember Karen and Larry. I remember Jake. We've grown up together. We basically grew up together.
It's funny how friendships forge. I don't remember when Karen and Larry and I first met, but Jake was really young. I think they were there at the very first time we were at Tribeca Grill trying out storytelling, way pre-Lab Shul. And Larry came over and said, I don't usually go to synagogue, but I like this. And Karen was very gracious and complimentary and was really interested in who we are and what we are and how she can help us grow. And over the years, we've had such a profound pleasure to get to know this family.
I've had these really sweet moments where I'll get an email from Larry and it'll be about something we had a conversation on 6 months prior. And he'll be like, remember that thing? I just read this article and I wanted to share it with you, or I wonder what you think about this concept. And yeah, that's been very sweet.
Karen has a gravitas about her that I think may be inborn. It's how she carries herself, it's how she speaks, it's how she interacts with people. She will give me the most sound and wise advice in one moment, and in the next moment she'll remind me, make sure you go to the bathroom tonight.
There's no BS with Larry, and I really, really appreciate that. Larry just cuts through it all. He just says what he means, and that's really, really refreshing and really, really direct. And it was a real pleasure to work with him. When I think of Larry Green, I think of a partner in crime that I want to go get martinis with.
When I see Larry in his
creative professional role as a co-board member, as a committee member, I see him also embracing the wholeness, like the cycles of life and the wholeness that LabSchule addresses. And it's an honor to work with him in that space.
They've always been constants. I mean, I think from the time that we first met them, I mean, they've always been there. They're always there. I mean, they're incredibly conscientious people, thoughtful people, caring, loving people who I feel like are really part of the fabric of this community.
John and Marnie really showed up, and they show up. They continue to show up for community.
John never stopped believing in LabSchule. It was like, what needs to happen? We're gonna do it.
One of the things I always associate with Marnie is community. She's a community builder. And I feel like LabSchule gave her a space to welcome all of the like-minded people in her universe into the fold.
I think we consider John and Marnie some of our closest friends, and it all came out of Tribeca Hebrew and now LabSchule.
Right from the get-go, John and Marnie were the family members that were recognizing right away that this was a really actual possible way to practice together.
I have not met many people as calm, as level-headed, as understanding, and as flexible as John. Like, in the moment, that man knows how to pivot. Anything that people threw at him, John met that with level-headedness and openness and creativity and confidence.
And as I think about the leadership role that John and Marnie have played with LabSchule, it doesn't surprise me because they've always been committed to Jewish exploration and inquiry.
There was this moment at the end of Yom Kippur at the Old City Winery on Varick, how many thousands of years ago? It was Michael and Sarah, it was John and Marnie was once again, that was the best one ever, which she says every year. But that time she said, you know, I think we need to do this more regularly. Why don't we become a synagogue? So Marnie, this is all your fault. Thank you very much.
I'm so grateful for all the years that John has put in to working on behalf of LabSchule. He has stepped in and stepped up at a time when we really needed it. It was just sort of in the beginning days of beginning year of COVID, and it was truly as seamless as you might have wanted, and as strong as we needed. I know that LabSchule has been a support to John and Marnie both. I've been so honored to be witness and part of all of those moments, and it's been just such an honor to be in community with John and Marnie.